Without further ado, let us say hello to the man, Sugar Sean O'Malley, squeezing us in before he flies out to Cali. Hello, sir. How are you?
Ariel, how's it going, brother?
You're the man, Sean. Thank you for doing this. Are you a Bad Bunny fan? Do you like him?
Titi me pregunto.
Yeah, for real.
¿Más novias? Sí.
Okay. I don't know what that means. Is that a song of his?
Yeah.
Respect. All right. I'll take that as a yes. Oh, hello. What's up? How are you?
You have my AirPod in.
Oh, sure.
I have my AirPod in, so she can't hear. But
what's her name?
Elena.
Hola, Elena. Maybe she could see me waving. She's like, who is this weird-looking dude? Sean, thanks for doing this. Saturday, you were there. I know you spoke briefly to the media afterwards, but now a couple days later, what did you make of Aljo's performance? Did you think that he did enough to win that fight? Because I think initially you said you thought Henry did enough. A couple days later, have you changed your mind?
I haven't had a chance to rewatch it live, watching it from my angle. You know, you sit in cage side, there's spots you can't really quite see. I thought Henry had did enough to get the job done. But then I heard a lot of the media and a lot of the other people saying, no, they thought Aljo won. So I'll have to go back and rewatch it, but very close fight regardless.
You tweeted before the fight that you wanted Henry to win so that you could punch him in the face. Could we expand on that? Why, like, other than just wanting to punch him in the face, what was it about Henry that you were hoping, he would win so that you can get him?
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell me you wouldn't like to punch him in the face, Ariel. He just got that face, that big head, short arm, short legs. He's 5'4". He fights with his chin higher than I don't know. There's just something about Henry I would love to smack him. Who knows? Maybe down the line somewhere. If he doesn't quit again, then we can make that happen.
Did you feel like the bigger money fight, the bigger business was to be had with Henry as opposed to Aljo?
Yeah, I think it is. But now that Aljo beat Henry, I mean, me versus Aljo is still a really big fight. I think me versus Henry is a little bit bigger fight, but not much different. Those guys are similar draws. I'm very curious what the pay-per-view sales, the pay-per-views did for this fight. I think me versus Aljo could double it. Or I could double it. Sorry.
What do you mean by that? You think you're the A side and all the all the pressure is on you to sell this?
Not necessarily. I don't feel like the pressure. I think the fight's already gonna do the numbers it's gonna do. I don't necessarily have to sell the fight. I just think it's gonna be twice as engaging.
Sure. Meaning, in other words, you versus this guy, you versus that guy. As long as it's you, it does the same.
In my humble opinion, yes, Ariel.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I just wanted to what do you think it does, by the way? Your first pay-per-view main event for the belt. Do you think we can, what do you think? 750, 800, milli? What are we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. It sucks because, the champ obviously gets the pay-per-view points that I wasn't able to get that on my terms and say, hey, you know what? Let me get a little piece of that. So I'm not really, it's different. If I do get that, maybe I try to push it a little more, but at the end of the day, I want it to do really well. Aljo is going to send me a little percentage of it, he said. So I think it'll still do really well as far as a number put on it. I'd say just twice as good as whatever this one did.
By the way, I promise I'm not trying to stir the pot here. The fact that you're not going to get a percentage of the pay-per-view blows me away. Like that is I think that's borderline. That's a travesty. That's criminal right there. How is that even possible? You're going to sell this. This is going to be one of the biggest bantamweight title fights of all time. And you're right, because of your popularity. You're not getting a cut of that? That's insane to me.
It is what it is. I'm making a good amount of money, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid, Dario. So I'll be all right without that. I got to go out there and still do what I got to do, and let's take Aljo out, and then we'll go from there.
So he told you he's going to give you a percentage?
Yeah.
When?
In the cage. No, I'm sure he didn't.
Okay.
But, it would be nice of him. But no, I sat right next to his mom and his girlfriend. I sat right next to Aljo's family during the fight. His mom's a sweetheart, and he's got a beautiful girlfriend. So Aljo's doing good.
Was that awkward for you at all?
I'm on it.
No, not really. Maybe more so for I don't think his mom. Well, maybe she did. She was. I know how my mom gets during the fight, so I was kind of trying to comfort her. I was like, Aljo's gonna do good, and she's a nice lady, so it wasn't awkward.
That's nice of you. That's a very mensch-like thing for you to do.
I'm on it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna beat up her son. What am I gonna be mean to her too?
What does your daughter want? Does she want some kind of video? What's wrong?
She wants Monet.
Oh, the movie?
Coco Melon.
Uh,
No, Coco Melon. She calls him Monet for some reason, but yeah, yeah.
I get it. I get it. All right. So you're in the. By the way, anything that Aljo did impress you? That you're like, oh, I didn't think he would do this. I didn't think like did you find yourself saying like, all right, props on that?
If anything, I would say, his gas tank, keeping up with Henry for 5 rounds. That was more impressive than anything. I understand how dangerous of an opponent Aljo is. I know his strength, I know his weaknesses, and he could be considered. Yeah, he could be considered the greatest, bantamweight of all time right now with his resume. So I know what I'm getting into. I'm very excited for the challenge, and I do believe I have the ability and the skills to go out there and shock the world because I do believe I'm going to be a massive underdog.
You really think you'll be a massive underdog, like from a betting standpoint?
I think so. I think when you look at, who he's beat and how his style is, very grappling heavy. I haven't really fought a really, really good grappler yet inside the octagon. Obviously, I train with absolute killers. I know, I understand, where the strength and weaknesses are, and I do believe I have the skills. And I think the outside perspective will be, Aljo's going to go out there and do what he did to Corey. We got kind of similar body types. And so I just got to last like longer than 12 seconds than Corey and to win. Just jokes.
Yeah, I get it. He said that you were offered this fight
knock on the door.
and you stepped aside to let Henry take the fight instead. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I said, go ahead, let Henry win. Winner of that one, it'll be a massive fight. So Aljo goes out. I go out there, fight Aljo, or Aljo goes out there, beats Henry.
Yeah.
Me versus Aljo is that much bigger. Or Henry wins, who I would have preferred to fight. I think that's a bigger fight. So it really was a win-win for me. We fight. I think Dana was saying what, August?
Mm-hmm.
August. Hey, that's a quick turnaround, Aljo. Don't get too heavy. Don't get too big. I know those weight cuts aren't too easy for you. So, stay disciplined, stay in shape. Don't cut too much weight because that chin's going to go too easy.
And I'm going to ask you about the August thing in a moment, but did you? So the big news was, and the thing that everyone was talking afterwards was your face-off with him in the cage. Did you know that was going to happen, or was it just like a spontaneous thing? Like, did they give you the heads up beforehand?
They did. Yeah, they said, we win this fight. You're obviously you're fighting the winner. We're going to get a little square off in there. So I was aware of that. Yeah.
You okay with that?
Oh yeah, I love this shit, Ariel. It was fun. It was great.
Okay. Because sometimes I don't know if like feels like you're taking away the moment, this and that. I think it only helps sell the pay-per-view. I wonder how he felt about it, and we can ask him that later. You do the back and forth. What are you guys saying to each other in there?
I would just let him know. Be ready for a quick turnaround. Don't get too big. I know he likes to get big. I know he wants to go to Jamaica, pretend he's from there, and do that shit. So I just let him know. Stay ready. Don't get too big. That's gonna be a quick turnaround. Let's get it.
Okay, so it's going back and forth. You take off the jacket, and watching the clip, it looks like you're just passing it off to someone.
I know. I thought that dude was my coat guy. I had a coat guy the night because I knew I was gonna take my jacket off, but they didn't. They didn't let him in there, so I thought Merab was the coat dude. I handed it to Merab, so can't even be mad at Merab. I don't think he's quite all there, so it's like I don't want to be a bully, but yeah, he's a funny character.
Were you annoyed once you saw that he was wearing it?
No, to be honest, I thought he looks good in that jacket. I might send it to him. He probably needs a nice little fashion.
And then it gets like a little bit heated inside. Was it because of the Merab thing, or was it because of the Aljo thing? It was kind of hard to keep track.
I was just fired up, Ariel.
Yeah.
I was just fired up, had some adrenaline ready. Seeing Aljo with that belt towering over him. He's smaller than I thought. I know how strong he is. I know, he's a jacked looking dude, but being in there face to face with him, I mean, you see the pictures. Imagine me versus Henry. Aljo was towering over Henry. I was pumped. I was fired up in there, Ariel. I was trying to talk to Henry. I think Henry lucked out. He lucked. He actually. Oh, can you still see me?
Yep. We still you.
Okay, sweet. He got lucky. He lost that fight because I do believe I would have put Henry's lights out. He stands there with his chin up. I'm sure you saw Connor's tweets and stuff. That was absolutely hilarious because Henry, he thinks he's just this. He has a good resume. He's really good. Don't get me wrong, but he thinks he invented place sparring. He thinks he's just this guy that is the just incredible guy. It's just annoying. So I would have loved to sleep that dude. He walks out there with his chin up. He fights like he's 6'3", and he's not. He fights like he's a tall guy. And you'd think being as smart as he is, he would have a little bit better style. But I was just fired up in there, Ariel.
Yeah, no, I feel you. You're talking about the karate stance that everyone makes a whole big deal about. You're not too impressed.
I mean, he did well. I honestly thought he had won the fight, but it's just like maybe captain told him to stand like that. I don't know if he thought of it himself, but for someone that speaks so highly of themselves, you'd think he would have a little bit better style, being his kind of build.
He called out Merab this morning. Do you think that fight makes sense?
Really?
Yeah, he tweeted. He said, "Let's go," and it was a picture, by the way, of Merab wearing your jacket that he posted, like a Photoshop photo. I think Merab on your head, or on your body. You like that
That's
fight?
funny.
Does that make sense in your opinion? Maybe that's the number one contender fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that idea. Because I do think me versus Henry is a big fight. I do think that there's something there that needs to be settled. So yeah, I like that. Do I think Henry beats Merab?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting fight. That's an interesting fight. I like it. Do I think Henry's actually going to come back? I don't know. It's hard to say.
How do you think he would do at 45?
Henry?
Yeah.
I just think he's just too little. I don't think he weighed more than $140 going into the cage that night. I think he just, I just don't think that's a good move. If anything, he should go down to 25 or 15.
15?
Yeah. Oh wait, they don't have that. Never mind.
That's right. Well, maybe in some other way, division and some other promotion. So you and Merab, just curious, is it personal now? Like you beat Aljo, do you want Merab? Are you annoyed with him? How do you feel about him after Saturday?
Merab's going to stick around the top for a long time. I do believe that. So that fight's going to happen regardless. I go out there, beat the best guy in the division, potentially the bantamweight go in Aljo. Hey, give me an easy fight. Give me Cheeto.
Oh, wow. Even though he's coming off a loss.
Well, hopefully go out there and get a win. Obviously, yeah, if you're coming off a loss, that doesn't make sense. But, I go out there and beat the best dude. I'd like to say, hey, give me something. Give me a little easier fight. Give me, you can have some. Give me Cheeto.
Were you surprised by that fight, Cheeto and Sanhagen, a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago?
Not really. I've been in there with Cheeto. He's not a fast guy. He's pretty slow. What I was surprised with is he didn't know how to get up off the ground. I thought he was a black belt. He literally looked like a blue belt. Corey isn't a wrestler. He has been improving his wrestling, working on his wrestling, and has wrestling, obviously. But the fact that Cheeto literally didn't know how to get up off the ground blew my mind. So, yeah, that in that aspect, yeah, I was a little bit surprised that, and I'm sure he knows how. Maybe he had a little brain fart, got taken down, and he just kind of forgot how to get up. But
so afterwards, Dana White said August 19th, maybe Boston, maybe not 100%. So we don't want to put a stamp on that. But were you told that beforehand that that's what they're targeting?
Same. It's like, hey, potentially this is a possibility. So, yeah, I think as much as I do.
Okay. Do you think that Aljo will come? That's in 3 months. A lot of champions aren't fighting that quick. Do you think he'll have an issue with that? 3.5. 3.5, fine. All right.
3.5.
Yeah.
If they get the venue, if they get Boston, I think UFC would like to bring me to Boston, and I don't know how much of a choice Aljamain has. It's not, he's the champ. I'm the number one guy. He didn't get injured. He's good. So, regardless, I think, I'm fighting in Boston. Whether he wants to show up, make the biggest payday of his life, that's up to him.
Do you have any ties to, is O'Malley, is it an Irish name? Do you have ties to the Boston? I'm not sure.
I got my 23andMe.
Yeah.
I got to send it in because I know I'm going to be getting asked a bunch. I know I am. I know my grandma on my dad's side is very Irish. So I'm gonna get that sent in. And also, I got accepted and honored into the Brotherhood with Terrence McKinney and Kevin Holland. So that was a huge honor this weekend. I was really, happy about that. So that 23andMe should be popping up here soon, and I'll let you know.
Yes. You're referring to, I think it was Terrence who said what did he say, the 3 most popular black guys in the UFC? Was that it?
Something along those lines.
Yes. Okay. So you felt the love.
Felt good, though. Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Everything about that.
And okay, so we'll see because he said September. That's why I was wondering if you felt like there was any chance that he doesn't come back. Are you antsy at this point? You haven't fought since October. Are you antsy to get back in there?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to get back in there. I think September. Who knows where that card's going to be in September. I think August makes sense. That's 15 weeks, 3.5 months. That's damn near 4 months.
Okay.
So that's plenty of time for him to take a couple weeks off, get back in there. I mean, he said he's going to fold me in one round, so I don't even know why he would train. Maybe take 14 weeks off, train fight week, and try to get the job done there.
I saw you do some. You were doing some like promotional video stuff at MSG. I think on Thursday, and then I was wondering if they were doing that because they wanted you to fight at MSG, but apparently not. So what was that for?
Just future, just for the future promotion. We're in New York, we're there. We might as well, shoot some content. That was pretty sweet. Joel, the guy that was kind of giving us the tour, he has been there for 40 years, and he was a massive fan of the Sugar Show, and he sounds like he really, really wants to get me at MSG. He believes we could do massive numbers there. So that's definitely, whether it's this year, sometime next year. Don't they fight there once a year?
Yeah, November.
MSG. Okay, so yeah, that's there's potential there. Yeah.
So is the hope maybe you fight in August and then you come and fight in November as champ?
Yeah, I definitely am not going to overlook Aljamain. I understand how big of a challenge this is, and I'm very excited for it. But yeah, that for me to say, yeah, August and November is the plan. It would be silly. I got to go out there and take care of Aljamain first.
Mm-hmm. Are you a fan of his as a content creator yourself? Are you a fan of his YouTube channel, of the videos he puts out? I don't know if you've seen any of them, but if you have, your thoughts.
Yeah, I try to keep up a little bit. If my name gets involved, I want to see what's going on. I think he's doing a good job. He's really trying, and he's doing a good job. Better than Henry. Henry's breakdowns. Holy shit, that dude is bad. He's like, you see what he did there? He threw a jab. You see, look what he did here. He threw a jab, and then he'll rewind it and then show him what a jab is, and then he'll pretend like he's good. It's so annoying. It's like, turn that shit off.
Oh wow. Okay, so you like Aljo's better.
I don't know if Aljo has breakdown videos. I think I've just heard, him do some podcasting, or I don't know what else he really does on there. But I ain't gonna fucking go down, throw on YouTube, kick my feet up, and throw on Aljamain's YouTube channel. I'm not saying that, but I will say that it is better than Henry.
I get
Got it.
And just curious, you did tweet a few weeks ago that after you fight Aljo and Merab, you'd like to train with them after Saturday.
Yeah.
Would you still like to do that?
Yeah. I think you could learn from everyone. Aljo and Merab, they're just, I don't hate the guys. I think they're goofballs. They got a unique friendship. They got something, I would say similar to maybe Tim and I's, where it's, training partners. Tim's obviously the head coach. It's a little bit different. They're two top dudes in the bantamweight division. I was mainly being silly, but hey, you never know. I mean, I'm in Vegas sometimes. They live in Vegas, so yeah, you never know.
Okay, all right. By the way, where did you get that coat? A lot of questions about it.
Yeah, I got it at this thrift shop. I think it was in Tucson. I got it at like this thrift shop a while back.
Michael Jackson inspired?
Yeah, it's a it's like a replica jacket. So it was it smelled weird as hell after I got it back though. I don't know if Merab forgot to put deodorant on or something. It was like this weird like Russian BO. I was like, holy shit.
Georgian.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No. Will you ever wear it again?
Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I never thought about it.
Okay, all right.
Never thought about that.
By the way,
too deep of a question.
I'm sorry. Tomorrow, I'm going tonight, but tomorrow is the Jake Paul, Nathan Diaz press conference. They're fighting in August. It should be very interesting. I know you have, you're cool with both guys. Got love for both guys. Can I ask who you think wins that fight?
Yeah, I was hoping, their fight was a little later in August, because that's one of those fights I would love to be at.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm glad the fight's continuing to happen. I know Nate was going through his own things. Obviously, I'm buddies with Jake. Huge fan of Nate. I don't know how you couldn't be. Who do I think in that fight? Nate's been boxing such high-level boxers his entire career, boxing, sparring, just straight boxing, working with boxing coaches for so long. I think Jake's going to be a little bit more bigger. I think he's going to be a little bit more powerful. Got it. But right now, I don't really know. I do think it's going to be more of a competitive fight than most people think. I don't know what Nate's going to do much different than Anderson. I guess they have different styles, but both southpaws. Is it 8 rounds?
8 rounds, yeah. 185.
8 rounds, 185. See, Jake's a big boy.
Yeah.
Jake has some serious power. And if Nate's probably ready. Jake likes to set up that right hand, and Nate's probably got a pretty smart team. How hard is Nate going to train for this fight? I think that's what it kind of comes down to. I can't imagine him not taking it serious. This is a massive fight. Him, he's not going to want to lose to Jake Paul. So I think he'll take this fight very, very serious. But I'm excited for it. Very, very excited for this fight.
So, in conclusion, for you, you're hoping it's in August. You want to get it out of the way. Let's go. You're ready to go. This could be one of his last 135 fights. He said the weight cut was tough, so hopefully it's not a problem. And you're obviously confident. Can I get an early prediction? What are you feeling? What are you sensing in terms of how this fight plays out?
I believe I have the skills to get the job done. As far as a prediction, I like to be in camp, like deep into camp, deep into sparring rounds. Very, very, like that. That's where I kind of get those predictions. And when you close your eyes, start seeing how the fight plays out. But I'm gonna snipe this dude. I gotta snipe this dude. He's very funky. He walks forward and throws some, weird shit, off balance shit. And I gotta be ready for that. And that's where I'm gonna snipe him. I believe I have the tools to snipe him with his chin while he's walking forward like that. I'm excited to rewatch the fight from the TV point of view and kind of break it down from there. But I believe I can put his lights out. I do.
Will you bring in guys to replicate his funky striking style, or ask guys to do that? Like, do you think that's important?
Yeah, I do. And we have at the MMA lab area, how many killers we got there. We got guys that are obviously look at Marcus. Marcus just made his debut, 3 days notice. Obviously not the same style, but we have guys like that are ready to go on call, that can go out there and perform. There's a kid I train with, Ezra, who's, pretty similar style to Aljo. I'd say he's a little bit more sharper on the feet, probably. But, as far as grappling wise, we got that covered, and the MMA lab's one of the best gyms in the world. So I'm not too worried about finding training partners.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you doing this, Sean. Thank you so much. Good luck to you in training, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon. Appreciate it very much.
Ariel, peace out, brother.
You're the
Have
man.
A good one.
You too. There he is, Sugar Sean O'Malley, the number one contender at 135 pounds. Kind enough to join us off the bat after a busy Saturday for him.